So if you don't already know, Oscar De La Hoya went out of his way to piss off Canelo Alvarez at yesterday's news conference for Saturday's fight between superstar Canelo Alvarez and the undefeated Golden Boy boxer Jaime Munguia. Oscar went up to the podium and had a lot to get off his chest about Canelo, with a series of call-outs from every and anything to Canelo's focus on the fight, to Canelo being disloyal, to Canelo being ungrateful, Canelo being a two-time drug cheat, how Canelo wouldn't be where he is today without Golden Boy boxing, and demanded that Canelo put some fucking respect on his name like he's Birdman, which led to Canelo not only erupting and cussing him out in his defense, but he walked up on Oscar like he was about to put the paws on him. And if I'm not mistaken, after the conference, Canelo said that if Oscar would have took one more step closer to him, he was indeed going to punch him. All I know is I heard something about un puño. Either way, it seems pretty clear that these two guys can't stand each other. And if that isn't the case, then this was just a desperate attempt to cash out on some late pay-per-view buys going into this weekend's fight. Whatever the case may be, they definitely have everyone's attention now, because you know, like I know, we were all Jaime Munguia during this moment. And I'm sure we might be finding out just how real this shit is, because with Canelo's remarks referring to how Oscar does business, Canelo accused Oscar of being the biggest scam in boxing, said Oscar steals money from fighters, and advised every boxer signed a Golden Boy to lawyer up. So of course, after the conference, media members asked De La Hoya about it, with Oscar not only denying and seeming clueless about it, but he told media that what Canelo said is not only defamation of character, but also, and I quote, "I have something for him," which sounds to me like Canelo better lawyer up. Yo, I don't know what's going on in the sport of boxing lately, but it's complete chaos at this point. So maybe we aren't getting Canelo versus Benavidez like we all wanted, and maybe, just maybe, most had to psych themselves up for Munguia to make things interesting or pull off the upset against Canelo. Now you would think after the Ryan Garcia victory 2 weeks ago, something would be in the air, but with the monkey wrench that came about with that whole situation, until the next video, all I gotta say for now is, hold that thought. Because I'm not a believer. I don't believe that Jaime Munguia will pull off the upset over Canelo. I don't. Yes, I know boxing is the theater of the unexpected, like Larry Merchant would say, and I could be wrong, but I just don't see it happening. I agree with the folks who say he has no chance. Listen, man, there's only 3 ways I can even try to envision Jaime Munguia winning this fight. That's a lucky puncher's chance, that's Father Time finally catching up with Canelo overnight, or if Canelo suffers some type of injury during the bout. And that's just the reality of it. Not because Munguia isn't dangerous, not because Munguia isn't gonna come to fight, and not because Munguia isn't any good. Listen, Munguia is a solid fighter, and I'm sure he's gonna make the fight entertaining and worthwhile for however long it lasts. It's just that Munguia's always there to be hit. Not exactly a sitting duck, but he's sort of a rhythm fighter, and him being a rhythm fighter sometimes causes him to either be too hesitant or very reckless and overreactive, which is actually tripped out because Munguia isn't a bad boxer, and I do mean boxer. Like if he really wanted to box, I believe he could. He's displayed it in spurts during some of his past fights. He has very underrated footwork, and his IQ offensively isn't bad. All his flaws lie defensively, and with an explosive counterpuncher like Canelo, who's more than oftentimes the aggressor as well, Munguia's almost tailor-made to end up on a highlight reel, bro. Yeah, I know Munguia has a chin on him, definitely not overlooking that, but we know Canelo. He will crunch your shit like Nestle, and the gap of skills is blatantly obvious. You know, I'm almost glad Canelo made a prediction of an 8th round stoppage, because coincidentally, ever since I saw this fight on paper, I've had this fight playing out a lot like the Billy Joe Saunders fight. Now, I don't know if Jaime Munguia gets his orbital bone broken. I would hope not, but we shall see. I will say this though. If Jaime Munguia's chin is granite enough to withstand Canelo's power, I can also see this fight shaping up to be like the fight Canelo had that went the distance with the same fighter Munguia stopped in his last outing, John Ryder, which would be the most interesting outcome because we know Canelo gasses later in fights. And a determined Munguia is not the guy you want to see going into championship rounds of a 12-round barn burner. So would I be surprised if Jaime Munguia gets the upset? No shit I would. Of course I would. But would I be surprised if he can hurt Canelo or make the fight competitive at any point? Absolutely not. All I know is Canelo better not leave this one in the judge's hands. Not with Oscar De La Hoya lurking in the shadows, and definitely not at this rate with the state of boxing in its entirety at the moment. Cause sheesh, what a slap in the face that would be. Pop off.